What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Alphaville. And we're back with another tune from their Afternoons in Utopia album, 1986. And it's called Sensations. Obviously, it speaks to sensational experience, which for humans comes from a few different sources: tactile sensation, visual sensation, audio sensation, olfactory sensation. So these are things, or these experiences and types of sensory information are experienced by different brains in different ways, fair to say, but generally they relate to our understandings, to our emotions. Essentially, epistemologically speaking, we get a very great deal, if not all, but a great deal of how we make sense of the world by what comes through our senses. So, and I know Kant and a number of, or Kant, I know a number of philosophers would have a lot to say about that, but for our purposes here, I think it relates to, or not I think it relates to, the title makes me think of different types of experiences and what they mean emotionally in the moment. So whether it's, the feel of someone as you're dancing with them, or the sound of a great track and what it does to electrify your brain and make you want to dance. Sensations makes me think about the way in which sensory data leads to cognition and eventually kinetic action, whatever that might mean in the context. So I'll stop talking and being a weirdo. We'll get to it. This is Alphaville from the 1986 album Afternoons in Utopia, and it's called Sensations. fewer of their tracks do a more conventional fade out. I enjoy that they seem to write a lot of charismatic and interesting ends to their tunes. And yeah, like the sonically, it's another fascinating one. It was making me think as I was listening at different points that there were different sections that reminded me of like if you synthesized a Motown tune with a synth-pop track. Like it had the feel and the rhythm and the enthusiasm of a vintage Motown tune, like a 60s Motown tune, but it was in an 80s more electronic sounding atmosphere. So yeah, I don't know if other people will pick up on that. Maybe that's just my crazy brain, but that's a couple of different points along the way. I was thinking that. So I certainly enjoy it. And it's interesting, when I was like fascinated to think about the title of Afternoons in Utopia, like when we first got to the album, I was thinking it's such a like interesting concept. But yeah, like Sensations, even though it's a single word title and I tend to find those a bit more opaque, I feel like on some level it was about the experiential excitation that can come with certain types of that like certain types of experience essentially. And so yeah, I was wondering as we were going into it, like sensations, like whether that might be a more general thing or a more specific part of a narrative. It felt more general. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm reading Sensations right, but if I did hear some of those words correctly, it sounds like it's about that visceral transition from something that's coming in to what that'll mean for you, the way you're thinking, the way you're acting. But yeah, another top tune. I'm really loving this group. I gotta say, it's crazy. Like, you know, there's a few deep dives I'm going through. Another one I started recently, a group called Red Flag, where it's like, oh, this is from the 80s? Well, man, if I had heard this back then, I would have loved it. And same thing with Alphaville, which I always remember this, because it's always like, oh wait, Big in Japan, I did hear that tune. But I don't think I like associated with who it was by. It was just like, oh yeah, like, you know, I know that tune. Or I've heard that tune, but I really didn't know anything about Alphaville before Yun brought them to my attention. And admittedly, Han Solo had shared them with me as well. I think that was like the first place I heard about them. So yeah, big ups to Han Solo, big ups to Yun and all the other people who've commented on the Alphaville reactions. And there's a few people who, again, in the last few months especially, have been commenting. So big ups to all of you. Let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.